Good morning. This video is brought to you by Cetco Transportation, a North American provider of transportation logistics. At Cetco Transportation Specialist, we understand that managing your supply chain can be a daunting task. That's why we offer end-to-end third-party logistics solutions to help you streamline your operations and grow your business. Our experienced team will work closely with you to understand your unique needs and develop a customized logistics plan that meets your specific requirements. With proven results, high safety standards, and dedicated customer service, you can't go wrong. Head over to cetcotransportation.ca and get a free quote right now. Here we go.
Board the ferry.
Thanks, Carmen. Car's sleeping. Hopefully the car is behind me. Scoot in beside me.
In 1 kilometer, leave the ferry.
One car took me up on the offer. Doesn't give me any directions, just a slight nod. It's like, this guy knows what he's doing. I already know exactly where he wants me, so. Yeah, we're sailing. I'm just going to fill out paperwork here and allow you guys just to enjoy the sailing. So we picked this up at Guilford Distribution in Kelowna, BC, and we're bringing it to 4 different locations. This first load's going to Caslow. So the very back end of the pup is going to Caslow, and then we're doing 2 drops in Creston and then 1 in Cranbrook. So should be fun. So this video will be just us crossing the ferry here and then driving through Nakusp. For those of you that used to live in the area, this one's for you. All right, let me fill this out. Caslow building supply 5821 BC 31 Caslow BC 2032. Truck number is 149A and B. Now, what am I actually carrying for them? I counted off the pieces, but all right, the very back one. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lifts. 6 lifts of lumber. Uh, 2x4 8 feet long, 1 lift. 2x4 16 feet long, 1 lift. 2x8 10 feet long, 1 lift. Then we got a metric one here of, oh, this isn't lumber, this is, what's this? Oh, it's like plywood, 15.5 millimeters, 4 feet by 8 feet. It's interesting they put millimeters and feet together in the same description. 2 lifts of that, and then some 9.5 millimeter, 4 feet by 8 feet. So that's our load. Pull out the necessary paperwork. What is our PO number? Give me a PO number right there. Let's write that down on my bill of lading. PO 16390. And then shipment number. Where's my shipment number? That's got to be that number right there. All right. Caslow's paperwork has been filled out. The rest I'll worry about tonight because I'm not going to actually deliver the rest today. The rest will be delivered tomorrow. Caslow is going to be staying open late so I can get this in. And we're almost across the lake already. Upper Arrows Lake. It used to be 2 separate lakes, Upper and Lower Arrows, until they built a big dam in Castlegar, and then it became one big lake. Oh. Excuse me. Ferry slowing down. So these are really old cable ferries. There's 3 cables going across the lake. If you go to a video 2 weeks ago, I get out and walk around on the ferry a little bit. We went the opposite directions. Last time we started in Fauquier and went to the Needle side and then up the Monashees. Now I just came down the Monashees,
meters, leave the ferry.
Loaded on the Needle side, and will be exiting via the town of Fauquier here. Thank you guys for all the suggestions. I had a whole bunch of suggestions on how to pronounce Fauquier. This one seemed to be the most local pronunciation that I could get. People that actually live in this area, and a couple people suggested this one, so I'm going with this one. Unless someone that says, I live in Fauquier and you're saying it wrong. It's definitely a French name, but how we always slaughter names. And then I should be the last vehicle off the ferry. I'm not even going to start up the truck until all the cars are moving. And then hopefully this RV is quick in front of us. Our ramp is coming down. Excuse me. Just slowly crawling in. Boom. Release our parking brakes. It's one row of cars out. Second row is moving. First time I've ever seen that. There's quite the gap between the ramp and the dock. I'm like, wait till the ferry pushes into it a little bit before I can cross it.
Continue on Highway 6.
Gotta watch that gap just in case it gets big enough to drop a wheel into it. Nakusp is 57 kilometers away. Should take a little over half an hour get through there. And in the meantime, we get to enjoy these beautiful fall colors. Up to speed. Speed limit's 100 kilometers along here, although you got to slow her down around some of those corners. how that RV's doing. Are we going to catch up with them, or are they slowly going to pull away? Just in a bit of a rush. Looks like I'm going to be catching that RV. Well, that's a shame. I was a little worried about that. Yeah, the lake is really very low. It was low last time we came through here, and still super low. Monashee's behind us and the Kootenai's in front of us. Roads look wet here. Wonder if they got some rain? Up at the Monashee summit there was frost on all the grass. And I honestly wanted to record all of the Monashees, but on a tight timeline here. So no stopping until we've got our first delivery. Luckily, I timed out the ferry just right, so I can get the cameras up. That's a funny bounce there. I don't like whatever that new rattle is. Stop it. That didn't sound good either. It's 1 p.m. and it feels like magic hour. We're kind of driving away from the sun, and the sun is just setting so early these days. I know you guys have requested a night driving video. I do not do a lot of those because at night all you see is my headlights on the road. You don't get to see any of the trees, any of the mountains, none of that. It's a pretty boring video unless we can manage driving in a big city at night. So if we can time it out to be driving in Vancouver at night, I'll do a nighttime video. Now that the sun is setting so early, I'm going to be driving more and more at night. The only other time it works doing a night video, if there is a nice fresh layer of snow on everything and all our headlights bounce off of the snow at night, that actually makes a pretty good video too. But over here, all you see is small beam of light in front of me, and that's it. And the cameras are awesome during the daylight. At night, they're not the best. They don't pick up enough light. And the light that they do pick up usually is quite grainy. But we will do the best we can. Because it's a matter of time before I have to do a chain up at night in the snow and muck and mess. I'm sure you guys would like a video of that, although I personally am not looking forward to recording that one. Definitely wet roads, and it probably goes below zero at night over here. The roads might be pretty slippery overnight here already. See little glimpses of the lake as we go along the side of it. "43 kilometers to Nakusp." Getting a bit of a delta here from a river. I'm not sure what the river's called, but quite a beautiful little delta, flat area. My GPS is calling the area Burton, B-U-R-T-O-N, Burton. Highway 6 asphalt resurfacing. Hopefully they're done. I don't want to be stuck in a construction zone. Last time we came through here, it was still under construction, so I just assume that they'd be done by now. Hopefully they are. Beautiful mountains in the background. And construction ahead sign. I guess they're not done. Of course, we'll see if I can make it to Creston tonight. Unload in Caslow and then take the ferry in the dark. Balfour Ferry. Here's that delta I was talking about. Balfour Ferry is threatening to strike Caribou River. Threatening to go strike, so who knows if I'm going to actually be able to take that ferry down to Creston. If not, I will have to go to Nelson, down to Salmo, up and over Kootenai Pass. Hopefully they came to an agreement and did not go strike at noon today. That was the plan, to go strike at noon, which is an hour ago. Now, the ferry that we just crossed here is a different contract than the one on Kootenai Lake, so at least these guys weren't going on strike. Or else I would have never even accepted this load. Now, actual time-wise, it doesn't really take longer taking the Kootenai Pass. Theoretically, at least by car, if you're doing speed limit. But if I take the ferry, I can go off duty on the ferry, so I'm saving that time there. It's half an hour off duty. I think maybe it takes a little longer than half an hour. And I don't have to climb over Kootenai Pass, which is, that's a slog. That's a bit of work. So I'll probably lose at least half an hour going around that way. Plus I didn't get my half hour off duty time, so that's an extra hour on my e-log. Always got to keep an eye on those hours. Jess should be with us tomorrow because I'm going to loop by home with tomorrow's load. We're loading at KMT, Kolesnikov Mass Timber, after this delivery. So Jess should be along tomorrow if all goes to plan. Quite a lip between that newly paved area and the old paved area. Especially around some of the corners. haven't matched it exactly even with the pave on this side, so hopefully they do a better job matching when they come back on this side. Or else some of these corners, if someone tries to pass, could really mess you up. That's in some places the lip is like an inch. If you're not expecting it, that could be enough to crash you out into the ditch, especially on a slippery road. RV's going at a speed that there's no way I can pass it. It's like barely under the speed limit. And fair enough, they might think they're doing speed limit. A lot of cars, the speedometers are not accurate. I know the speedometer in my pickup is not accurate. I've tested on those radar signs on the side of the road that look at your speed. I've tested it on those, and I've GPSed it. I've done it on my phone. And my GPS, my phone, and all the signs along the road agree on the speed limit, but my speedometer does not. That kind of looks like the size RV that we would want. C-Class. I'm not sure if it has pullouts or not. We would prefer no pullouts. One less thing that could go wrong. A lot of these trees have lost their leaves already. Cool if they slow down a bit and let me by. That'd be cool. But I need at least 10 kilometers slower than they're going for me to safely pass with this kind of weight. Oh, it definitely has slide outs. I can see the rear window. Looking into the rear window, you can see part of the slide out. Yeah, I'd prefer one without slide outs. That way it's just usable. If you pull over on the side of a road for a coffee break, you You just go in the back and make yourself a break, or make yourself food, or whatever. And without pulling the slide outs out. If the RV is fully usable with the slide outs in, I'm okay with that. What happened to our sun? The mountains in the background still have some sun, but apparently the sun is set here already. It's only 1:20. I've never come up and over this way in the winter, but it'd be kind of neat to see this place in winter. Section of the road's pretty rough. Good thing they're resurfacing. Still have 20 kilometers to go to Nelson. I guess this is going to be a long video. I didn't think it was this long of a distance between Nelson and the ferry. That's okay. Sometimes they're long videos, sometimes they're short. Pretty rough road, but no deep potholes, so you don't have to worry about hitting anything deep, so you can still do full speed limit. Deepest potholes I see is maybe an inch deep. Satco chip truck. There's our sun. Construction staff is all parked on the side of the road. Guess they're not working today. I mean, I'm not going to complain. The day that I roll through, you're going to decide not to slow us down. I am A-okay with that. So we got to climb into those mountains up to the right. Why don't you start signaling a little earlier? That'd be much appreciated. Signal a little earlier, I can lay off a little bit. You don't have to do a stunt like that. I mean, I appreciate you pulling off to the side like that, but what if oncoming traffic came zooming up over the hill? Well, at least there's no potholes in this section of highway. Let's test out that center lip. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. Yeah, can't complain. I feel like our snow is pretty late this year. I was looking at Facebook memories, and well, mostly Jess is looking at her Facebook memories, and lots of snow pictures are already coming up on previous years. Actually, a fairly steep climb. It doesn't look it. Fairly steep over here. It's got to be what, 4%? What does my GPS say? Well, my GPS says 5%. At least he had momentum on the bottom to get me most of the way up. Coming into the Nakusp here now. Coming, well, to the outskirts anyway. Starting to see signage. pretty cool look at the lake over there. It's very nice and reflective. Pretty calm. Should tell them to do some forestry between the road and the lake, and we would get beautiful viewpoints along the whole way between the ferry and the town. Might be a lot of private property between the road and the lake, because I imagine that to be fairly valuable land. On the lake, log cabins. Ooh, my Garmin says to drive through town. That is definitely illegal. I guess when I say through town, I mean like the bypass, to actually turn and just go up the hill immediately. The opposite of going through town. I'm going to be going all the way through town to the north end, turn around, and then drive back. It's the way I'll be doing it. It's the only legal way for trucks.
Turn right on Nelson Avenue North, then keep right.
So, only reason I can think of why they don't want us on that hill is in the winter. I'm sure that hill is super sketchy. And there probably have been incidents with big rigs. Make sure you do your speed limit coming into towns. I know in Nakusp, I've seen the RCMP sitting right as you crest the hill into town. Come around the corner, 50 kilometers an hour. Cop just sitting right there. Now, if you were going to go through town, the best route would just be go straight. But we're not allowed to do that either. Not allowed to go through downtown. And what a beautiful downtown it is too. With all those trees, the red trees. We can't go through drive.
Turn right on Nelson Avenue North, then keep right.
Trucks are not allowed to go straight here unless they're making a local delivery. Ah, that's a shame, because it's beautiful. And here, we're not allowed to continue up the hill.
Keep right to Churchill Road, then take the third right.
Sorry, Garmin, I'm not allowed to. There's some beautiful colors here too. Look at that red tree. This is awesome. That is so cool.
Turn right on Highway 23.
There we go. Back up a bit. I see the Sutco chip truck coming. Well done, driver. I could have stayed at the front lip, but make it a little easier for the other driver. Nobody behind us, so. I certainly need the whole road to make the corner too. Don't want to be
1
driving.
kilometer, turn right on Highway 6 South.
Don't want to be driving through the people's front lawn. Selkirk Inn. I guess these are the Selkirks. If there's people naming their hotel Selkirk. Kootenay Mountains are a little bit to the south. And these are Selkirks? I don't know, they're all mixed together. And sometimes there's ranges within ranges, different names. It's all confusing. I need a map. There's some kids in the playground. Ah, construction, they're building a new playground. Got kids and workers in the playground.
In 600 meters, turn right on Highway 6 South.
So yeah, this is the only legal way through Nakusp. And from here you can head north through Revelstoke. One of these days I'll do that on a run like this and bypass the ferry. Oh, there's a different ferry. You still need to take a ferry if you go north to Revelstoke. Guess I'm past the school zone, huh? The colors are just amazing.
Turn right on Highway 6 South.
The clouds are super cool too. What a great day.
Continue on the current road.
Continue on the current road. Good job, Garmin. Good job. So this intersection coming up on the right hand side, we were 2 blocks away from this intersection. Could have just driven up this. Be the way to go. But no, we're not allowed to. Maybe 3 blocks. Right down that hill. We were just down there. In fact, when you look down at the bottom of the hill, you can see the road we were on. Could have been some people living there. Didn't like engine brakes as well. Maybe that's one of the reasons why we can't go through there. Someone someone with enough influence in town to say they didn't like engine brakes down that hill because they're wealthy enough and live there that their influence matters more and they ban trucks because of that. Could be, because it is a residential zone. Anyhow, this is already a long video, and we have indeed gone from Nito's Fakir Ferry. Had to think about how to pronounce it. All the way to Nakusp, and now we're climbing up these mountains, which are also beautiful. But for now, look at those clouds. Just amazing clouds. I love those clouds. I know, I need to hang up now. But look at those clouds, man. You know, if that doesn't make a neat thumbnail, I don't know what does. Fall colors, just so gorgeous. So yeah, thank you to Sutco. Really appreciate all the support Sutco has given us with sponsoring us with all the ad reads. It's been a lot of fun working with Sutco. So thank you for that. Super appreciate you guys for sponsoring me. And same with everybody watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for not hitting skip on those ads. And if you guys want to hit skip on the ads but still support me, consider hitting that join button. You decide what tier you want to support me at. How much are these videos worth to you? If you made it all the way to the end over here, if you want to see more videos, we do another video every single Saturday for as little as $1 a month. You could watch the Saturday videos as well. Really appreciate all the people that have hit the join button, or the people that have hit that super chat button, or gone over to coffee and donated that way. Appreciate you guys. I guess I'll hang up now. Here we go. You guys see the credits yet? $100 kilometers an hour. Hammer down, hammer down, hammer down. Let's go. Okay. For real. But look at those mountains ahead, way in the background. Beautiful mountains. Okay. I'm out of here. You guys absolutely rock.